K-Man Medical Supplies. Call them at 949-6211. And K-Man Insurance Center, celebrating 45 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Health City, now open at Camana Bay 7 days a week. Optical Outlook, now at their new location in Anderson Square. Come see the difference with Optical Outlook. And Lee's Office Products Limited at Paddington Place, Godfrey Nixon Way, moving your business forward.
And now, Radio Cayman presents The Business Buzz, an insightful and fresh take on a variety of issues that impact the local business environment. This is where we address the business topics that matter. Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. Here's your host, Anita Khan.
Good morning and welcome to another Radio Cayman's Business Buzz. It's a wet, very wet Thursday morning. And this morning we continue with our regular segment with the RCIPS. And this normally takes place every second Thursday of the month. In this segment with the RCIPS, we have three lovely members of the RCIPS in the studio. We'll discuss the various operations for the holiday period, as well as some crime prevention tips that will help us avoid becoming victims of crime. In the studio, we have PC Jodianne Pari. She is the Police Media Officer with the Media and Communications Unit. We also have Acting Superintendent Mr. Brad Ebanks, who is in charge of Uniform and Specialist Operations. And we have Mr. Chief Inspector Malcolm Kay. He's in charge of Specialist Operations. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning. Good morning.
I'm glad you all got here.
Yes.
I thought I'll do this show by myself with Susan for company. Good morning, Susan. Susan is our producer. I want to say good morning to our listeners and our viewers on YouTube this morning, and also our sponsors of the Business Buzz, Cayman Insurance Center, Optical Outlook, and Cayman Medical Supplies. How's everybody this morning?
Wet.
Wet? No, you guys look dry.
But we're here.
But you're here. I'm glad you're here. You know, I thought I was going to do this show with just me and Susan, and we'll just talk about the weather and, you know, the chickens and just about everything that's wet outside, but I'm glad you're here.
We got you.
You got me, right? I'm happy you got me. No, let's jump right into it with our Quaker operation. Can you just refresh my memory of what the Quaker operation is all about?
Well, you know, Miss Anita, I'm here for moral support this morning, and so I will hand that job over to Superintendent Brad Ebanks, who will tell us about Operation Quaker.
Thank you, Julie. Thank you, and thanks for having us. And,
Brad, how are you?
And say hello here to the listening public. So Operation Quaker is really to create some awareness to the public of the importance of having safe driving habits. Through our media releases and appearances in social media. Of course, any operation that we do, it involves the educational side of it and the enforcement side of it. And what our aim is and objective is for this year, same as last year, is to certainly educate the public, and then on the tail end of that, or at the same time, doing some enforcement as well. So we hope that the education side of it is effective and people will listen. However, we intend to get the message across. In either way, it is by education or enforcement, because our presence on the roads will be increased during this Christmas season.
Okay. When did the operation start, Julian?
It started in June. So the 1st of June is when it was rolled out, and that was directly related to the fatals that we were having that year. In May alone, I think we had 3 fatal collisions, and so as a result, we decided to amp up our road resources and try to get and curtail the accidents and the serious collisions on the road.
Okay. So, Brad, you're saying the main focus is on education and ultimately enforcement.
Yes, that's correct.
So far since the operation started, what would you say the public or the road users, how have they been, have they improved? Have they improved? The behavior improved, or are they still not bending? Are they not just doing what they're supposed to do?
You know, despite our efforts, we're still seeing a lot of offenders speeding. DUIs are not that high, and that is good news.
Okay.
But yet we will and certainly enforce and continue to enforce our efforts. High numbers of the serious and fatal accidents that we have on our roads, speeding and or drug driving are contributing factors. So we just want to the public to realize that either of those ingredients are serious contributors to our serious accidents. So that is going to be our focus for this Christmas season, as always. But again, that is how we intend to try to keep our roads safe.
Is the RCIPS Special Constabulary, are they a part of that operation at all?
Yes. The Special Constabulary has been very consistent with coming out with us in large events and mostly on weekends as well. So we're certainly not going to leave them out of this operation. But we certainly appreciate the level of assistance that we have gotten from the Special Constabulary.
Okay. Now, what are some of the key things that road users need to remember to do in order to stay safe and avoid collisions?
Stay alert.
Stay alert.
Be very cognizant of your driving and also the driving of others around you.
I mean, you have to drive for yourself and the other person, right?
And the other person, yes. You have to be very alert of what the other driver is doing. They may make a mistake, and by you being alert, you may be able to avoid collision. And drive defensively. And in the sense that it's the same thing, being careful of your driving and being cognizant of what the other person or drivers are doing around you. Do not exceed the speed limit. And don't drink and drive. One of my pet peeves really are the amount of speeding that I see even immediately after we have a very serious or fatal accident. And it's not that people don't know. The way that social media works these days, probably within 2 hours or less, the whole entire Cayman Islands know that there is a serious or fatal accident. So I just need people to realize that, accidents do happen, but their driving can be a contributing factor. Don't speed, don't drink and drive.
We just had a caller who wants you guys to remind the public, that the road users, that with the rain,
Yes.
keep your headlights on.
Yes.
Keep your lights on.
Keep your headlights on. Increase the distance between your vehicle and the other. So where you were or should have been 1 car length behind the other person, extend that to 2. And reduce your speed to at least 10 below the speed limit.
Okay. 10 below the speed limit. Okay.
Yeah.
I would do 40 below the speed limit. Coming to work this morning, I was telling you guys earlier that
Yes.
there was, it was pouring. Visibility was poor, but it was okay still. And there was a slow driver in front of me, and I was even going slower because I didn't want to, overtake. But everybody else was overtaking.
Yeah.
Now, Brad did mention that slow driving can also be a problem. Why is that, Brad?
It is best to drive as close to the speed limit as possible, because if you're driving too slow, others are trying to get to their destination, and tends to create the want to overtake. And once we start going into other lanes and exceeding speed limit, then that creates an opportunity for accidents to happen. But persons must drive to their comfortable level. To their comfort level. If it's 20 below the speed limit, well then,
You're too comfortable.
And then there's the other option of waiting until the rain stops before you actually leave to go anywhere, if that is an option.
That's an option. Chief Inspector Malcolm, you've been quiet.
Hello, so far.
feel free to jump in.
Okay, thank you.
Now, Susan, we're going to take a break? Or yeah, we're going to take a quick break. When we come back, we'll continue. We'll talk about Operation Winter Guardian. Wow. We go from Operation Quake to who comes up with these?
That's a good
operation name?
question.
We have a department.
But I like this one,
responsible for
Operation Winter Guardian. I want to say thanks to our sponsors this morning, Cayman Insurance Center, Optical Outlook, and Cayman Medical Supplies. And don't forget, we also have Brack Medical Supplies now in Cayman Brack.
Now open on the sister island, Brack Medical Supplies. Located at 403 Gerard Smith Avenue, next to the Alexander Hotel. Open Tuesday to Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Telephone number 948-2228. Brack Medical Supplies.
2020. Unprecedented times, uncertainty, and literally a new way of life.
Life happens, usually without warning.
That is why making sure that your family is insured is so important.
Cayman Insurance Center, 47 years strong, working to protect your family and your most valuable assets.
Whether you need to get a quote, renew a policy, or file a claim, Cayman Insurance Center is here to protect you and your family.
For more information, call 949-4657. Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, health, motor, and other lines of insurance products and services at affordable rates.
Optical Outlook Caymanian Village location has moved. Same great services and products, new location. We've moved to Anderson Square in central Georgetown. It's a much larger space with dedicated parking. Please call us on 746-2020 to make your appointment at our new location today. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Please come see the difference with Optical Outlook, Cayman's premier optical provider.
You can now register online to receive a securely verified digital copy of your COVID-19 vaccination status with QR code through the MyHSA patient portal. Sign up is available online and at all HSA locations. All you need is your photo ID showing date of birth and an email address. Visit hsa.ky and click the MyHSA patient portal icon to get started.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
Welcome back to the Business Buzz. Good morning. It's 8:30 and 30 seconds. You're on to the Business Buzz. We're taking you up to 9 o'clock. Susan is in the studio. She's got the music all lined up for you right after the Business Buzz. But in the meantime, we're speaking with the folks from the RCIPS. We have PC Jody Ann Puri. She is the Police Media Officer with the Media and Communications Unit. We also have Acting Superintendent Brad Banks, and he's in charge of uniform and specialist operations. And alongside him, we have Chief Inspector Malcolm Kay. He is in charge of specialist operations. And I'm in charge of the mic. Now, before the break, we talked about Operation Winter Guardian. Now, what should the public expect from this operation?
Okay, before I start on Operation Winter Guardian, I'd just like to extend my thanks for having us here this morning. It's always good to get a voice out to the public from the RCIP so that we're seen, and it's all part of our education program.
You're very welcome.
So thanks for that. So, yeah, Operation Winter Guardian. So throughout the year, each of our various units, departments within the RCIP conduct their own operations, which are pretty unique to their specialized areas. And that's no different towards Christmas and the festive season. Each department has their own specific and unique type of seasonal operation. So what we've did, this commenced last year, and we've fine-tuned it and continuing with it this year, is that we've pulled all the various departments, operations, focuses, and key areas of policing under one operational name. It affords us better command and control of all the operations. It makes sure that all the departments are linked up and working together. It's all coordinated,
So on a Friday night, you might see officers from West Bay Police Station with the K9 unit, with the firearms response unit. So it's we better utilize the resources we have available to us. And just to give you an idea, there are 9 different departments that we've pulled together. Just to give you an idea, we've got traffic and roads policing, we've got community policing, the firearm response unit, operational support and K9, not to forget about the air operational unit. You quite often see them above coordinating operations and events from overhead. We've got the service delivery departments, which are our frontline uniform policing across all the districts, not excluding Cayman Brac. And as Superintendent Banks mentioned, the special constabulary, who play a vital role, particularly at the weekends and special events, and specific key evenings, New Year's Eve, Christmas Eve, and public holidays. They play a really vital role with us, and we really appreciate their assistance. And we have 2 other units. Obviously, Jodie's here from the media, and we have units behind the scenes, our Joint Intelligence Unit, providing us with up-to-date information and intelligence across a whole gamut of areas of traffic offenders, known burglars, recent prison releases. So it's a complete overarching policing plan for the festive season, and hopefully it will be as effective this year as it was last.
9 departments. Everybody's involved.
Yeah.
Including the K9.
Yeah, and I don't necessarily think that it will be even limited to those 9 departments, because a lot of the things that we will be looking out for in this operation will also include, for instance, the Criminal Investigations Department, who might want to join in if they have an interest in the operation and where the operation is leading as well. So it's those 9, I think, consistently, but not limited to.
Okay. Now, what type of offenses will Operation Winter Guardian be targeting?
So, and yeah, thanks, Jodie, for that. That's a key area also, because one of the main areas that we will be targeting is acquisitive crime, thefts from vehicles, burglaries, robberies, and each department plays their role. For example, our community policing department usually takes the lead with community policing, and by that I mean being out there with community meetings and just sharing crime prevention tips, particularly around Christmas. If you're fortunate to have a PS5 for Christmas and you've unpacked it and you're playing with it and you put the box out by the road, you're advertising to every Tom, Dick and Harry that there's PlayStation 5 in the house. So we try and educate people with crime prevention, as simple as that may sound, little tips like that. Also with robberies at the higher end of the scale, commercial robberies, and that's where we've sort of tied in with the firearm response unit. You'll see them out and about with the extended shopping hours around the jewelry stores, central Georgetown, when the seasonal, the festive shopping hours with jewelry, perfumes, that sort of thing. High visibility policing as a deterrent to anybody that would be foolish enough to make any sort of attempts to commit offences. And of course, traffic is, as we've expanded from Operation Quaker, is a constant. Being the festive season with work parties, Christmas parties, Everybody's in a Christmas mood, which is fantastic, but people still need to take personal responsibility for their actions. As we've said in the past on previous talk shows, that if you plan to go somewhere, you need to plan how you're going to get home too. And if you're going to have a drink, make sure you leave the car, go with a friend, make an arrangement for somebody to pick you up or take a taxi. So Operation Winter Garden covers every offence possible, from traffic, robberies, burglaries, everything.
Oh, I'm trying to digest that. Going back to that, that what do you call it? PS, what box? The game.
Oh, PS5.
I'm not up to date.
No, me neither.
PS5. So what would you say I should do with my the empty cartoon or the empty box?
Yeah, so just if you're going to dispose of the boxes like that, put them in a garbage bag and make sure they're not clear for public view.
Especially in front of your
house,
property.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if they're larger bags, or if you have larger boxes, and if you have more than one electronic boxes, albeit they're small, they don't fit in your garbage, then I would suggest that you probably drive them to a dumpster and dispose of them rather than even in your garbage bins outside.
Yes. Or recycle bin.
Yeah, or recycle bin, absolutely.
Yes. And this includes when you're shopping as well. Some persons, leave their gifts or shopping in their vehicles while they're going into the next store, which is plain for persons to see. And we've seen persons take advantage of that as well. So just some real smart thinking, and we will try to help the public best we can. And educate them how protect themselves and their property during this Christmas season.
What would be the best thing to do? Would put it in your trunk?
Put it in your trunk, or if you have, if you have a vehicle that doesn't have a trunk, let's say, some vehicles are soft top, etc. Leave someone in the vehicle if you can, or do your shopping on multiple days. Whether it's you shop after work and you go straight home and secure your things at home, but we encourage people not to actually leave large amounts of gifts and items in their vehicles while they're absent from their vehicles.
And while we're on the topic of vehicles, Miss Anita, I just want to also emphasize that please, please, please lock your car doors. As simple as that sounds, a lot of the offenses of thefts from vehicles that we've seen is just persons using the opportunity to try a car door, and the one that's open is the one that's ransacked and stolen from. So do lock your car doors and don't leave any valuables like jewelry or large amounts of cash in your vehicle as well, or electronics.
But even small amounts of cash, even coins, you have people scoping it out.
Right, and having those coins, especially in an area where it can be seen in your vehicle, is one of the things that I think that the perpetrators look for, the opportunity to get those coins, and then they ransack and search for other things. And unfortunately, sometimes they come up with other things to steal as well.
How can, besides these little pointers, how can the public help to prevent crimes from taking place, apart from all the tips that you've given us? Can you think about anything else?
Well, first of all, I think that we've come across some incidents where persons haven't been reporting every single crime. So, for instance, again, with the thefts from the vehicles, someone might not think that because all they got from their vehicle was coins, it might not be worth reporting to the police. It absolutely is, because it gives us an idea of where the incidents are taking place, and what's being taken, and how these the persons are operating, and it adds to the information that we have that will assist us in getting rid of that type of crime and antisocial behavior from your community.
Would it be a chance to take fingerprints as well?
Yes, absolutely. And so we encourage everyone to, even if you don't think it's worth it, please do report every single time, so that we can get a better understanding of what is happening and we can tailor our policing strategy towards that. And, share information with us. On our mobile app, we have a submit a tip function, and you can submit pictures, videos, voice notes, that kind of thing. And you can do so either anonymously or confidentially. It's your choice. It depends on if you want to be a part of our investigation, or if you want feedback from the information that you provided, or if you just want to give the information and you don't want anybody to know who it is. It's totally up to you, and it's your choice.
And you can do that on the app.
You can do that on the app.
I did not realize that.
You certainly can.
And I use
right
the app
there
all
on
the
the
time.
front, as you go into the app, right there
I-
on the front, it says submit a tip, and you just click on that.
I'm always looking for news, so I go past
Yes.
the app. No, so you have Operation Quaker and Operation Winter Guardian. Do they overlap, and how will they support each other?
Yeah, so they do overlap.
Chief Inspector.
Yeah, they do overlap. Operation Quaker is primarily a traffic education and enforcement operation, but that is absorbed into Operation Winter Guardian for the season, as I mentioned earlier, to tie the traffic and roads policing into the overall season policing plan. So it's the same traffic department, it's the same traffic officers. We don't have extra ones for different operations, but operations are given specific names for educational purposes and to bring the public's attention and awareness that we are focusing on particular issues within the community at a particular time. And even within Operation Quaker, you might have seen that we, from month to month, we will focus on particular offences. And we even advise the public ahead of time that, this month we're going to be looking at mobile phone use while driving, tints. And that's not to say that we won't be looking at all other offences, but it just tries to highlight and sharpen people's attention to some of the major issues that we recognise are causing accidents, including, unfortunately, fatalities. So Operation Winter Guardian encompasses the traffic education and enforcement, and as I mentioned, permits us to bring other departments in and have a joined up approach to it.
You guys are doing a good job. You're doing an excellent job.
Well, part of the deciding factor in that was the last year we had only Operation Winter Guardian. But having established Operation Quaker for this year, our understanding is that Operation Quaker is the topic around the brunch table, the poolside talk. So everyone is discussing how careful they need to be because of Operation Quaker. So we didn't want to change the name again, since it's resonating out there as the prominent operation, and everyone should be careful. So we decided to keep that name for this holiday season.
Well, the education is definitely out there.
Yes.
So for the rest of the year, do you have any other projects or campaigns that will be coming out, or this is it?
Well, Operation Quaker and Operation Winter Guardian is our projects, but we also do support other projects, such as the Arrive Alive campaign that is starting up, I believe, next week. I think we'll be seeing
What do you call it?
Arrive Alive 345.
Oh, right.
And that encompasses the designated driver campaign, as well as the Purple Ribbon Bus. And the National Drug Council has a lead on that. That's their project. But we support in any way that we can for any campaign that promotes safety of any kind, especially road safety and especially over the holiday season. So we support the Arrive Alive 345 campaign, and we'll be taking part in their various projects.
Do you get time to go home?
Sometimes. Sometimes.
We're going to take a quick break, our final break this morning, and then we'll continue our discussion with the RCIPS.
2020. Unprecedented times, uncertainty, and literally a new way of life.
Life happens, usually without warning.
That is why making sure that your family is insured is so important.
Cayman Insurance Center, 47 years strong, working to protect your family and your most valuable assets.
Whether you need to get a quote, renew a policy, or file a claim, Cayman Insurance Center is here to protect you and your family.
For more information, call 949-4657. Cayman Insurance Center, specializing in property, life, health, motor, and other lines of insurance products and services at affordable rates.
Now open on the sister island, Brack Medical Supplies. Located at 403 Gerard Smith Avenue, next to the Alexander Hotel. Open Tuesday to Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Telephone number 948-2228. Brack Medical Supplies.
Optical Outlook Caymanian Village location has moved. Same great services and products, new location. We've moved to Anderson Square in central Georgetown. It's a much larger space with dedicated parking. Please call us on 746-2020 to make your appointment at our new location today. Make sure to follow us on Facebook and Instagram. Please come see the difference with Optical Outlook, Cayman's premier optical provider.
To all of our essential workers who are dedicated to caring for us during COVID-19, please remember that caring for yourself is important too. Use appropriate PPE and practice social distancing whenever possible. Take breaks, take care of yourself, and take care of each other. Remember, we are strong, we are resilient, and we will continue to get through this together. For more information on COVID-19, visit www.gov.ky/coronavirus.
Business Buzz. Business Buzz with your host, Anita Khan.
It's 10 minutes to 9 o'clock as we head up to the end of our Business Buzz for this Thursday morning. In the studio, just to let you know if you're just joining us, we have PC Jody Ann Parry. She is the Police Media Officer with the Media and Communications Unit. Acting Superintendent Brady Banks, he's also in here. He's in charge of Uniform and Specialist Operations. And we have Chief Inspector Malcolm Kay, who is in charge of Specialist Operations. Good morning again to you folks. Glad you could stay with me. Brad, you say you have some stats for us.
Yes. So, Anita, so far this year, we've had 295 offenses of driving under the influence of alcohol. That's compared to 280 the year before, 2020. Now, bearing in mind that 2020 we had a period of lockdown, which we would expect to see dropping numbers there. So far this year, we've had 2,063 motor vehicle accidents. That is an average of 45 a week. So we've done some analysis around this as well, and this is good for the public, for public knowledge. We find that Saturdays are our most active days of the week. And I said active, I mean most accidents are happening on Saturdays. Now, I imagine the contributing factor there is everyone is out shopping on Saturdays, and that is from 7 a.m. in the morning to all day long.
Okay, I was going to ask you if it was just strictly at night, but
no,
from 7 in the morning. Oh,
yes.
Okay.
So this is on Saturdays, and those are more minor to moderate accidents. What we find, though, is that all of our serious and fatal accidents are happening later in the nights. So that is going to be our focus again. That has been our focus and will continue to be our focus for the remainder of the year and the remainder of the operation. So far this year, very unfortunate, we've had 8 fatalities, and that is compared to 9 last year. So you can see that we are trailing very, very close behind. Speeding to date this year, 3,247. And despite the lockdown last year, we've had 4,170 for 2020.
Where are these folks going?
They're going to court.
Well, that too. That too.
Yes.
Can I go back to Saturday morning, Brad?
Yes.
Are you finished with your stats?
Sure, yes.
Okay. Saturday morning, those minor accidents. Why do you think that is happening? I mean, Saturday morning is a slow time. You know, everybody, you worked all week and you just want to chill for the weekend. Why are we having so many minor accidents, especially on Saturday morning?
The volume of traffic that is on the road.
Okay.
Without a doubt, yes. And then, of course, the more people you put on the road, more vehicles, more drivers, more accidents are prone to happen.
Okay.
I think that maybe inattention has a part to play in that as well, especially people who use their cell phones when they're driving, distracted driving, which is one of the things that Operation Quaker also looks at in earnest. I think that we probably issued well over 500 tickets for cell phones this year so far already. And we'll continue to do so because it is a contributing factor, distracted driving.
Yeah. So, and then this last for me, for myself, I don't want to leave out persons or companies, businesses who are maybe having Christmas parties this year. Alcohol is free, or usually free, and persons seem to take advantage of that. So it goes back to what Chief Inspector K has alluded to earlier. If you are planning to drink, make arrangements, have a plan for your return home. So I just say to the organizers and the companies out there that are having Christmas parties, please be aware of your staff, and I say that ensure that they get home safely, make sure they don't have too much to drink, and that you have a plan. That they have a plan for their staff safe return as well.
And that plan shouldn't be an after party after the party.
No.
What I have seen in the recent years is that a lot of companies have been utilizing shuttle services for their companies.
Yes.
And so we definitely want to encourage that type of, cultural change to make that a norm. But also for the employees to take advantage of these. Because what we've also seen is that even though the companies are providing shuttle services, not very many employees are taking the opportunities to use them, and they're still getting into accidents, being DUI after their Christmas parties. So please do utilize the shuttle service and provide the shuttle service for your Christmas parties as well to take care of your staff.
Okay.
Yes.
Just before I let you guys go, Inspector, you want to say something? No?
I was just going to say, again, thanks for this opportunity to, and this, as I said, is part of our educational aspect of it. So if you do get stopped by the police and you've committed an offence under the traffic law, don't ask the officers for a chance. This is your chance. Okay, this is your warning.
Okay.
We will be out there in full force, and it's for the safety of the wider community that we're there, and it's very important that everybody plays their part. Thanks.
So they've been fully warned.
Fully warned.
Can't say you weren't warned. Now, before I let you guys go, what would you like to pass along relating to financial crime, which basically tends to increase during the holiday season?
Right.
Jodianne is on this one.
That is probably going to be a very, very lengthy conversation, and it might be something that we might have to come back and talk about, Miss Anita. But I want to just mention real quick that we put out a press release recently about rental scams. And what that means is that on some of the websites, local websites, you might find that somebody is renting on behalf of Airbnb. and the prices might be lower than the ones that you would have seen on the original Airbnb website. So I want to say, if it looks too good to be true, usually it is. So be very, very careful with that. Go and check out our press release for more information on that. Okay. And take a note of what you're seeing. Research the seller's information. Make sure that you ask for more information. What we found is that they've been responding to people saying that they're operating from overseas and so they can't meet in person or they can't do a showing. These things should be a red flag for you. And if you come across anything like that, please do report it to the Financial Crimes Investigation Unit by emailing rcips.fcu@rcips.ky. The more information that we have about this is the better opportunity we have to get these ads down so that other persons don't fall victim.
And is this just to do with Airbnb or other rentals and stuff like that?
It could possibly be other rental properties as well. So that's why we need everyone to email and let us know if you find something that looks strange.
And don't wire a deposit if they ask you to,
please, without
meeting the person or even having some brief look at the property, I guess.
Right, okay. Absolutely. And make sure that you're checking your bank statements as well. Yes. On the other side of that, because we've also been seeing debit card and credit card scams happening. And a lot of times, if the person had been checking their bank statements regularly, they would have caught it that much sooner, and it would have given us a better opportunity to get ahead of it as soon as possible. So, but again, visit our website, download our mobile app for the information. And if you have any questions, you can send us a feedback through the app as well, or directly to the Financial Crimes Unit at rcips.fcu@rcips.ky.
Jody-Ann, thank you. Our time is up.
Yes.
Chief Inspector Malcolm Cade, thank you.
Thank you.
And Acting Superintendent Bradley Banks, thank you all for popping by. And Jody-Ann, we'll see you sometime next month.
Yes.
Want to say thanks to our sponsors this morning, Cayman Insurance Center, Optical Outlook, and Cayman Medical Supplies. Thanks to our listeners and our viewers on YouTube. And, of course, thanks to our producer, Ms. Susan Watson. In the meantime, please stay safe. Wear your mask if you have to. Sanitize and follow all the COVID protocols as much as you possibly can. And please continue to stay safe.
The Business Buzz is proudly sponsored by Cayman Medical Supplies. Call them at 949-6211. And Cayman Insurance Center, celebrating 45 years in the Cayman Islands, specializing in property, life, and other lines of insurance products and services. And Health City, now open at Camana Bay 7 days a week. Optical Outlook, now at their new location in Anderson Square. Come see the difference with Optical Outlook. And Lee's Office Products Limited, at Paddington Place, Godfrey Nixon Way, moving your business forward.
Today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, your voice, your